What is up, hooligans? Happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. Let me know how you're doing in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me and hear me clearly. We're going to read through the schedule really quick. I'm going to read through the chats, make sure everything's running, then we'll be good to go. Me and hear me clearly. Ciao. Alright, so we're going to start off with this first video titled Worn Out. America Gets Win Over Big Music with Oliver Anthony hit. Then we have a video titled Biden Has Been Lying for Decades, just a highlight reel of all the little lies that he's told, including driving the 16-wheeler or whatever. I wish they would have threw the cancer one in there where he said he had cancer and then he said he cured it. Wish they would have added that in there, but he's a liar. Then we have a video titled Judge in Georgia Trump Case to Allow Cameras in Courtroom, which is pretty cool. We're going to probably be covering that if possible. I think Snooks told me that tonight at 9 p.m. they're supposed to be doing the Trump Tucker Carlson interview on Twitter. It's already been recorded. I guess it's a pre-recorded interview or whatever, but we may be covering that tonight. We'll see how it goes. It does interfere with the game, so we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Then we're going to be wrapping things up with a video titled Your Rights Are in Jeopardy. Rudy Giuliani issues warning before surrendering in Fulton County. Haven't had Rudy Giuliani on in a long time. It has been a long time. We probably haven't had him on the live since 2020. Because the only time we were seeing him was in those court hearings. Then that stuff didn't go well, and then we didn't hear anything about him. Well, they were demonizing him and stuff, but we didn't see him on the live. What's up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com? What's up, Annette? Happy freedom. It is hot. It is hot. I'm sitting here sweating to death. That's why I got the guns out today. I don't know. Makes me sick to my stomach thinking about wearing a shirt with sleeves today. It's too hot. What's up, everyone over on Rumble? Refresh the page here, make sure everything's good to go. Oh yeah, we're good. What's up, Snooks? What's up, Astral Hammer? What's up, Pumpkin? What's up, Ruby? What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, Raja? What's up, Free Mind Art? What's up, Jeb? What's up, Flowers? What's up, Breezy? Appreciate you guys all being here. Make sure you hit that like button, get us on the front page. Let's see what's going on with Odyssey. They did write me back saying they were going to look into it, but apparently they didn't fix anything because it still doesn't work. It's so stupid. So stupid. I do everything I'm supposed to do, and then it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Oh, Odyssey, pull your head out of your ass. What's up, DeRosa? What's up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom. Appreciate you guys being here. DeRosa, you got to cover it. We'll see. We normally start playing the game at 8 o'clock, and it lasts till 10, so if the interview comes out at 9, that totally destroys my whole live over there. What's up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Peyton? What's up, Spring? What's up, Tom? Happy freedom. Thank you so much, Mr. Beansy Beans, for continuing the membership program over on Twitch for 12 months. You're officially a hooligan. And I appreciate you, Mr. Beansy Beans. You got the new badge today. You're awesome. Thank you. And then finally, we gotta grab this Rumble link, post it over on YouTube so the poor folks on YouTube know where the good stuff is. Oh, come on. There we go. My apologies for being so late. I was fighting off cyber attacks for the last hour. For some reason, people in New Jersey and people in California try so hard to come steal all my information, but it ain't working. It just slows things down. That's what sucks, is they hit me so hard that all my programs and my website and everything slows down because I'm getting attacked repeatedly. 20,000 bots were attacking me, but we got it resolved. It's all good. What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Blue Moon? What's up, Kevin? What's up, Raymond? What's up, 24/7? What's up, Grip? Happy freedom. Yep, there's an active shooter in Pittsburgh. Over 100 rounds dispersed. SWAT teams there. Everybody's on lockdown right now. There was an individual that was being evicted. They were receiving an eviction notice, and then they opened fire. And so they're at a standoff. I don't know if it's resolved yet or not, but all the videos I found were like 11 minutes long, and they were just rambling on without any kind of real information. And so we didn't add that in. But I just gave you guys the summary of what happened. So maybe by the end of the live, we'll know how it finished, how it all wrapped up. What's up, MD Cyron? Happy Freedom. What's up, Matthew? What's up, Norman? What's up, Damon Walker? Appreciate you guys all being here. What's up, Kathleen? What's up, Pamela? What's up, John? What's up, Mike? What's up, Tam? What's up, Brian? Appreciate all of you hooligans. Kevin, there was a frost warning in New Brunswick this morning. It was only 7 Celsius here last night. What is 7? That's low. What is that, like -2? Hold on a second. 7C to the F. Oh, hold on. I did that wrong. My math isn't mathing. I was doing it wrong. Okay, so it's 44.6 degrees. That's pretty cold. That is pretty cold. I'm trying to think what it got down to 65 here last night. It's freezing. I like it that cold though. I like it that cold. 45, 55, that's my deal. I'll be wearing this outside in weather like that. What's up, Crack Shot? The Coof Part 2. Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. What's up, Gabby? Kevin, I know someone who can hack hackers if you want. No. I don't know. I just wish they would leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with them. It's like having pedophiles knock on your door. They're not there to do anything to you. They just want to solicitate you, hand you some flyers or something. But I can't stand them, and I just wish they would stay away from me, but they keep knocking on the damn door. That's what it's like. It's not that I want to interact with them, even if I could fight back. I just wish they would leave me alone. Damn cyber attack. I feel like that's low life stuff. Like, that's worse than stealing candy from a baby. Using a computer to attack somebody, those punches in the face would be all too sweet. What's up, Mark? Happy Freedom. Hair juicer. Rumble always freezes this time of day. It depends on how you view it. I wish they would optimize things, because people are fickle, I guess. You know, sometimes people will go watch on Rumble. They'll have an issue. It'll either be their phone, their internet, the app they're on, the various things, the browser they're using, and it don't work right in the moment, and they decide, oh, I'm never going to use it again. And it sucks, because eventually we won't be live on YouTube anymore. We are making our way off that platform. I'm just tired of being mistreated by it. They are discriminating against me, and I'm over it. I'm totally over it. What's up, Cassandra? Happy Freedom. Gotta make this chat a little bigger so I can read it. Cassandra, it's 97 there? I don't even know what it is here. I can tell that the humidity is up. Trent, you got a license for those guns? I do. Appreciate you being here, Trent. Alright, hooligans, we'll go ahead and get her started. Get things rolling. So this first video is titled Worn Out. America gets win over big music with Oliver Anthony hit. Go get you a Screaming Goat t-shirt. Don't forget that. Gotta go check out the Screaming Goat t-shirt. I'll drop the link in the chat for real this time. Alright, let's get this started.
The silent majority, you, me, conservative, flyover states, it's real, it's powerful, feared even, but sadly disliked, even hated the D.C. swamp, and the left ignore people like John Rich. And rising stars like Oliver Anthony, who made that recently viral song, Rich Men North of Richmond. But there's now an awakening in the conservative movement, and they're making their voices, our voices, heard, not just through protests, rally, or voting, but through powerful and deeply emotional music that taps into the soul of everyday Americans. Joining me now is country music superstar, owner of Redneck Riviera, and co-founder of Old Glory Bank, John Rich. And by the way, folks, his new album, The Country Truth, came out last Friday. John, thank you for coming on. And I saw you tweet that you've reached out to Oliver Anthony. Wow, what a impact he's having. You have as well, but the impact he's having, I think that song, the lyrics of that song, John, speak to every single conservative who ever had to pick up a tool or work behind a bar for a living.
Yeah, he's become the voice for, I think, hundreds of millions of people, regardless of their politics, who they voted for, what they think. You know, America feels exasperated, they feel shredded, they feel angry, they feel sad. And when you listen to him sing, that's exactly what he sounds like, too. He sounds worn out. Sounds like a worn-out American, which is, I think, how a lot of us feel. He and I have pretty much had a conversation almost every day since his song came out. He has no record deal. He has no publishing deal, no manager, no booking agent, nothing yet. And, I just say, man, stay as independent as you possibly can, because if you're part of the music industry, if you sign a deal with a big company, songs like Richmond, North of Richmond will never be heard. He goes, yeah, that's exactly why I don't plan on doing that. And it's exciting to me to see a guy like this break. I've been independent now for several years, stepped away from the music industry and put out a record. I just checked the charts, actually, before I came on with you, Eric, and The Country Truth is the #1 most downloaded record in all of music, not just country, all of music on iTunes. And Oliver Anthony is the #1 most downloaded single in all of music, and neither one of us have record deals. I think that's pretty cool.
And it also speaks a lot to, and again, Oliver's song talks about the rich men north of Richmond, meaning the politicians, the D.C. swamp, who takes us for granted. You, John Rich, Eric Bowling, all the people watching right now, because we're not part of that swamp. Even the conservatives, so to speak, in D.C., we're flyover country. John, you guys are hitting the right tones. Are they going to listen, though? Will they change their ways? And he's talking to the elites, too.
Of course they won't change their ways. Are you kidding me? They don't ever listen to the American people. But here's what I'm encouraged with, and that is to see music like his and mine, Jason Aldean's, really sitting at the top of the chart. Eric, that is not easy to do. Every artist on earth is trying to get to the top of those charts. And we're all sitting up there right now. The top 5 songs right now, top 4 songs on iTunes, Oliver Anthony's got 1 and 2, Aldean's got 3, and I'm sitting at 4, and then my record's at 1. So that tells you a lot. It tells you that people are sick and tired of being lied to, manipulated, marketed to. They see through the nonsense at this point. And so when you bring them the real truth and you really sing from the heart and you don't edit it and it's not censored by a record label, they respond. People want to be told the truth.
Amazing, John. This whole thing started with Bud Light and the pushback from the conservative voice. So we've had enough. We've had enough you telling us what we want, what we're supposed to believe, and what we're supposed to do when we see things we don't like. And it continues with John Rich and Oliver Anthony right now. What a movement, John. Final thought on, by the way, he was offered an $8 million contract. He turned it down.
Yeah, I asked him, I said, man, you turned down an $8 million deal, brother? He goes, yeah. I said, why did you do that? He goes, I don't want their money in my bank account. He said, I don't want a music career. I want a music ministry. That was his comment to me. Yeah. This guy's a real McCoy, man. So I support him 100%.
And so are you. And so are you, John Rich. You are the real McCoy, good friend of the show, good friend of mine, actually. John Rich, thank you so much for joining us.
I like how they were talking about censorship in the music industry. The music industry is kind of like a less noticeable evil. I feel like the only people that know about the lows of the music industry are people who pursue having a career in music. Because from the outside, they make a music career like you sit in your bedroom or your mom's basement, you make a fire track, and then you put it out, and then you get a record deal, and then you're Justin Bieber for a couple years, and then you die of a drug overdose. And everybody's like, yeah, that's what you do. Just go out there, make a little dance on YouTube, put a song together, and record deal, you're good to go. That is not how it works. That is not at all how it works. And the majority of people in the music industry who make money, they make money ripping people off. The music industry is a bunch of used car salesmen all working each other over. That's all it is. And the people who got the big bucks are the record labels who have been around since the 50s, since forever. And those are the only people who got real money, and they got a bunch of people that are all connected to them. They're all in their pocket. You talk to managers, tour managers, publishers, any of this stuff, they all work for somebody, and they're all there to rip you off. And it's difficult to tell up from down because of the way they sell you that dream. They make you think you're so talented and you are just going to blow up overnight. And when they contact you, like they're saying, he was contacted about an $8 million record deal and stuff. The way that it's sold to you is if you're a god. They hit you up and they're like, hey, I heard your song, or I seen your profile, or whatever, and I think you're great, and you're the next big thing, and you're going to be awesome, and whatever. We're going to get you on tour, we're going to have producers, we're going to have engineers, we're going to do all this stuff, and it's going to be great. You, being a nobody, trying to make some music and stuff, that's what you want to hear. They're telling you that if you do what they say, they will make your dreams come true. And being on the receiving end of that, you're like, this is my big moment. This is my 8 Mile moment, And that's not what it is. They're trying to either sign you into contract so they can take your money off any little dollar you make, or so they can control you. So they can take your sound and stuff like that. And once you're signed to any kind of contract, a lot of times they keep the recording of your music. They keep the lyrics for your music. The publishing, you only get 5 to 15% from whatever you make from it. Mechanical royalties and all that stuff, you make a percentage. If you're signed to anybody, you make a small percentage of what the music actually makes, and that's tours, merch, streaming. Nobody pays for music anymore, but if you bought a CD or something, you would only get a percentage of that. Then after you're not popping anymore, you're not doing good anymore, then they shelve you because your contract is for 15 albums or to be on contract for 10 years or something like that. So they give you a loan, right? They're like, I want $1 million record deal. That's a loan. That's not a grant. It's not, here's $1 million because you're so talented, but that's what you think it is. It's not. It's a loan, and you have to pay it back. So they give you $1 million, you take the $1 million, you pay for studio time and making music videos and all that stuff. You make your album, you sell the album only makes $900,000. Well, now you still owe the record label $100,000. Your music's not making money anymore. You didn't pay off your loan, so you're not getting another loan. So you can't afford to make a second album. So how do you make the extra $1,000? Well, you can't. So now you're stuck in a contract where you can't complete the contract because you didn't make enough money off your first album. And you can't make any more music now because the only music you're allowed to make is through that record label. And you can't leave the record label because you're contracted in until it's, completed. So now they do what they call shelving you, where they don't provide you resources anymore and you're locked into the contract, so you basically can't make music anymore. And that's why you hear songs come out, they do really well, some artist you've never heard, the song disappears because it gets old and you never hear from that artist again. That's because they signed a record deal and they didn't make enough money off their music, and therefore they couldn't continue being an artist. So then you're pretty much never allowed to make music ever again because of the contract you signed while you had stars in your eyes. And people do not know that. People do not know that. They do not realize that it is all a scam. It is all a scam. The music industry is terrible. It is terrible. That's why I'm sitting here live streaming with a music production degree, is because I get more out of making music and dealing with audio for the live stream than to actually go and get a job at Columbia or Sony or something like that. I don't like being around scammy, dirty people, and they are. And it's not just from an outside look. I've worked with Bone Thugs. I've worked with Lil Flip. I've worked with quite a few artists and stuff. And it's a big letdown. It is a big letdown when you meet these people who are Grammy Award winning artists and stuff like that. And they've been on all the award shows and, Super Bowl performances and stuff like that. And you think these people are really special. And you get around them and you realize they're the same lowlifes you see at Walmart. They are nobody special. They just have a bunch of money because they're good at being scam artists. Now, I'm not saying anything about Bone Thugs and those people, but I'm just saying in the music industry, that's what it really is. There's too much gassing up. And so what they were just saying on that video that we watched is basically he's like looking out for Oliver Anthony. That's what it sounds like. He's looking out for him and stuff. And that whole situation with the $8 million deal, if he would have got that, I mean, it would have been $8 million. If he never cared about making music again, he'd have been golden. He could have took the $8 million, let the song fizzle out, been good the rest of his life with $8 million, but apparently he wants to keep making music, and that's what you gotta do. You gotta dodge those deals, because they're not deals, they're scams. I bet the music industry was made by Democrats. That's what it sounds like when you say that out loud. You're like, it's not a record deal, it's a record scam. But they call it a deal, so you'll want it. Kind of like curing yourself from pregnancy is considered women's health care. Well, women deserve to have health care. The whole killing a baby thing, that's something else. That's weird. That mislabeling is manipulative, just like a record deal. Either way, I'm going to read through chat really quick, and then we're going to move forward. DCat. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. I see. What's up, CO baby? Happy freedom. Emergency preparedness and management for Hawaii is answering in Florida. What is that? I've seen more videos of the lasers in Maui. I don't know what to think about all that. DCat, you're absolutely correct. They take 85% of the profit and make you live in a bus for 2 years, and then you wind up broke. Yeah, they just use you up, and then they cast you aside when you're not worth anything. That's the whole point of my Jeff Mac Music website, is to teach artists how to become independent and run things on their own, so they don't have to do that. Because you need a lot of people to work with you if you're going to do like major label stuff. You need 10, 12 people that all specialize in stuff: music videos, music production, audio engineering, management, publishing, tour management, it goes on and on and on. And all these people are taking a percentage of what you have. And if you sign a record deal, you don't have a choice over who those people are, how much they make, what your percent is. Publishers make the most money. Artists make the least amount of money, even though the artist makes the song in most cases. DCat, I don't understand why they promote country music, because country music is the feeling of the country, not the corporation. Country music is the most wealthiest genre of music in the world. Country music makes more money than any other genre of music, but it's controlled by Nashville, like hardcore controlled. Country music is very controlled. That's why for a couple of years they came out that pop country music, where it was like country music, but you could hear Britney Spears on it, that kind of music. And a lot of people did not like it. There's a lot of people in this area that listen to country music, and they were always bitching about the pop music creeping into country music. But that was Nashville trying to Bud Light themselves before that was a thing. This is like, 5 years ago or something like that. Nashville was like, hey, you know what? People really like pop music, and they call it bubblegum music in the music industry. And they're like, yeah, they like that bubblegum music. Let's add that into the country and get more people listening to country. And then all the country people who like country are like, yo, you're fucking up my country music. This don't even sound like country music anymore. They start adding digital sounds and, I don't know, non-authentic singing, especially when you start hearing auto-tunes and stuff like that. That's that pop country. Jeb, I don't care for most modern music. I don't either. I don't either. I don't like modern music. It all just sounds like politics. Which is funny that I like the Oliver Anthony song, because that's directly about politics. But everything else it's not politics, it's racism. Everybody's always complaining about racism and oppression and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm over it. And that pennies on a dollar is all they get. It's true. And then another good example of the music industry being a scam is having your song on the radio. When you make music, that's got to be top 3 things that you want to happen in your life, is you want to hear your song on the radio. I remember the first time I heard my music on the radio. About crap my pants. I was so excited. I was in the car, hearing it on the radio, cruising down the street. It's so awesome. So awesome. But it's a scam. The radio pays for a blanket license for the publisher that you have music through. So if you get one play on the radio, you make 0.0006 cents or something like that for every time you get a play. But that's if the radio station is legal. So in an area that I go to and I march with a flag, and I think you guys know where I'm talking about, I tried to work at the radio station there. There's a few of them there, but for the big one there, I tried to work there after I just got out of college for my music stuff. And I asked them about their licensing because they were playing new songs and old songs and stuff, and I was like, how's your blanket license work? And they were like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, you have to go to BMI and ASCAP and apply for a license and pay a bunch of money and stuff so you can, keep count of the tracks and stuff and pay the artist what they're owed. And they said, we don't do that stuff around here. What do you mean? You're playing illegal music for a whole section of Michigan? You're playing music and you're not paying the artists that wrote the music? And they're like, nobody's going to come here and do anything about that. We're in a small town. Nobody cares. How many radio stations do you think do that? Like big radio stations, like $1 million radio stations, just don't pay for the music that they play. So the artists aren't getting paid. They're just making music for free. How many radio stations do you think do that? Because I bet it's more than just that one town that I'm talking about. So then they're not making anything. It's a big scam. It is a big scam. You're sitting there squeezing your butt cheeks together because your song's on the radio. You're not getting paid for it. The radio station is. They're making that advertisement money from playing your music, so listeners keep listening. It's messed up. DeRosa, play that in a small town. Yep. It's a big scam. DCAD, I worked at WTRU a long time ago, and when I argued about Carter, they fired me. Yeah, those music people, they're fickle. You rub them the wrong way, you're on the outside now. No longer on the inside crew. Just ran through the chat really quick before we move forward. Mr. Beansy Beans, I heard today that a firemen over in Maui are taking counseling and crying because of the homes they've invaded during the fires, that they've seen families of burned bodies. Really heartbreaking. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. And I seen you guys over on YouTube were talking about specific somebody who may or may not have kicked the bucket in a plane crash or a helicopter crash. I seen Whothru posted a video on Twitter that was very graphic. It was a mangled corpse on the ground surrounded by some sort of aircraft debris. So I don't know. I don't know any more than that. I don't even know who that person is. But I seen you guys saying the name. So I think it's the real deal. Warcry, I think it's a huge mistake for Trump not to debate in the primary tonight. What are your thoughts on it? I don't think it's a mistake, because we're still going to see Trump tonight for the Tucker Carlson interview, and I think that's really all people care about. I mean, yeah, they want to see him talk crap to Pence and all of that, but everybody knows Orange Eagles, he's the winner. Like, we're just waiting to give him the medal. He's the winner. He's going to win. We already know that. The only reason people want him to go is they want to see him debate, and they want to see him, period. So Tucker Carlson, probably going to ask him some spicy questions. Of course, Trump is going to give us the answers we want to hear, and we get to see him. So it's almost as good, I feel like. And he talks about how all the debate really does is allow his opponents to try and catch him slipping, to try and, get his words twisted up and stuff like that. Basically, the only opportunity is the opportunity to fail and have some setbacks. There's no way that it's going to propel him in, farther into the lead. It can only hurt him. So I think being on Tucker Carlson the same day that the debates are going on, if anything, that's going to give him more support. I don't think not being at the debate is hurting him. That's just my opinion, though. Kevin, my cousin's country band Alibi had a few hits in the 80s. That's pretty cool. Hey, I appreciate you, Gary. Happy Freedom, Sam. Appreciate you being here. What's up, Steven? What's up, Susan? Everybody rolling in? Mark, Trump is above the debate. Oh, my button. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh, my sound effects. Are they not working over here? Dang it. I don't know. Maybe you guys can hear it. Sometimes my sound effects is messed up. I was trying to give us some Make America Great Again. Chris, how to end third world hunger. Hold on, I gotta read this. Move the tribes where the food is and stop trying to live in the desert. I guess. I don't know. That's a hard one. Because you could say that about San Francisco. You could say, you know, there's hungry people there, but those people do it to themselves. They like fentanyl better than food. Crack Shot, you think Trump is a coward for not going to the debate? Nah. We're going to cover a video here in a little bit. It says his bond for his indictment or whatever's going on. When he turns himself in tomorrow, his bond's going to be like $250,000. It's crazy sauce. I wonder how much he's paid in bond this year just to stay out of jail. If it was me or you, we'd be in jail right now, waiting for the court date sometime next year. You'd just be sitting in jail doing nothing. You don't have $250,000? Well, here's your cell. Here's your cellmates. Learn to get along with each other. It's no good. But if anybody can beat it, it's going to be the Orange Eagle. So this next video is titled Biden has been lying for decades. There's a little highlight reel here of old man Walter being the liar that he is. Can't hardly string a sentence together, but he can lie his face off. All right, hooligans, let's get it started.
All right, Biden's lying about his house fire got us all thinking about the other things he's been lying to us about. Now, there's an ongoing problem with him. You can't say it's because he's old, because he's been doing this literally for decades. So let's get back into the time machine. Let's go back to 1987. Then Senator Joe Biden, he was 44. No signs of dementia, senility then. And for some reason, bragging about how smart he was.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship and, in fact, ended up in the top half of my class. And I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours.
Okay. Here are the facts. He got a half scholarship and not a full one. And it was based on financial need, not in his great intellect. He also graduated 76th in a class of 85, not in the top half. All right, the next lie.
30 years ago, Nelson Mandela walked out of prison and entered into discussions about apartheid. I had the great honor of meeting him. I had the great honor of being arrested with our UN ambassador on the streets of Soweto trying to get to see him on Robbins Island.
It's Soweto, isn't it? Anyway, the Washington Post actually gave Biden 4 Pinocchios on that one and said there's no evidence to support it. All right, there's another arrest story, though, this time while he was protesting for civil rights.
Because I'm so damn old, I was there as well. Seems like yesterday, the first time I got arrested. Anyway.
All right, the New York Times said there is no evidence that he was ever arrested during a civil rights protest. Well, that has to be it, right? No, there's more. Biden claimed he watched the Pittsburgh Bridge collapse, and with his own eyes.
Pittsburgh is a city of bridges, more bridges in Pittsburgh than any other city in America. I watched that bridge collapse. I got there and saw it collapse.
Didn't happen unless he has owl-like eyesight, because from the pool reports that day, the president had been told of the bridge collapse in Pittsburgh. He wasn't there. Now, I could keep this going all night. Okay, one more.
I used to drive an 18-wheeler, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish
Oh,
I
yeah?
could.
That's
I
awesome.
got to.
I used to drive a tractor trailer.
Oh, awesome.
And so I know a little bit about driving big trucks.
Now, the White House tried really, really hard to prove that one to be correct, but it turns out the president rode once in an 18-wheeler. So the lies keep coming, and the left keeps allowing them to come unchecked. So I think all of us need to ask ourselves, if he's willing to lie about something as silly as driving an 18-wheeler, what else is he lying to us about?
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey.
Old man Lion Walter. Lion bribing. I don't know why he does that. It doesn't make him look cool. Out there being a liar. Trying to sympathize with the BLMers and all their compliance cloths they were wearing. Oh, I remember when I was arrested out there protesting. What are you talking about? You were protesting when Jesus was walking? Get out of here, old man Walter. I'm surprised he hasn't said anything like that. He's like, you don't love God if you don't vote for me. I was around when Jesus was around. He might as well say that. Why not? He says everything else. Lion bribing. Yep, Sam. Lion bribing. Exactly. Sam Walter's been snoring too much booger sugar. Yep. Something. All whacked out. He probably believes it. That's probably why he does it so much, is he probably believes it. He's been around so long, he's like, I think I've drove a truck before. I think I've seen a 9mm blow a lung out of the body. I think I've seen that. I've been around a long time. I think I've seen that. Old man Walter. Let's read through the chat really quick before we move forward. Gotta get those likes up over on Rumble. Get on that front page. Breezy, can you imagine what would happen if Trump didn't pay up? Think about it. What would they do? How could they actually jail him safely? Yeah, they wouldn't actually be able to do anything. He just does the right thing because he has integrity. That and it's all eyes on him. It would look really bad if he went on the run. I still think people would vote for him, but it wouldn't look good if he went on the run. But that's what they did with Hunter Biden. As they were trying to subpoena him and do things like that, and they weren't able to because Secret Service wouldn't allow him to be served. And that's how it goes. When you're getting subpoenaed and all of that, a lot of times they'll have, I can't think of what they're called. The clerk's office at the courthouse will send them, and it's just some random person knocks on your door and they serve you papers letting you know that you've been served. You officially have received notice from the court. But when you have Secret Service as a wall around you, they go up to serve you. Secret Service is like, nah, buddy, you got to step back. They can't ever give you the paper. And so you've never been served. Therefore, you do not have to comply with whatever the court order is because you never received the actual order. And all these special political people, that's what they do. They use Secret Service and stuff like that to create this wall so they can't be served or subpoenaed to court or anything like that, which I'm sure really helps them continue on being corrupt. Now, Trump obviously could have done that, but instead he was served, received the notifications, summoned by the court, and then complied with being served. And so he didn't have to. He could have took the Hunter Biden way out, but because he has integrity, I believe, he's complying. Plus, he's innocent, right? And he believes he's innocent, so why not comply? Why not? I appreciate you, DCat. You're awesome. Just reading through the chat really quick. Rappy's pure evil. Yeah. It's just been around too long. Like a lot of the old wealthy people, they've been around, they've seen lots of things, they've watched the world change into what it is now. They've experienced the joys of life to the point where they don't feel it anymore. It's not enough. That's how these people become so evil. They've already ate the best of ice creams. They've had the brightest and nicest of jewelry. They've ate at the most expensive restaurants and had the most highest quality meals prepared for them. They've done it all. Why do you think they're like hurting kids and stuff like that? Because they don't know what else to do with themselves. They have access to everything. There's no consequence for anything that they do, and they've just indulged in all the finer things in life to the point where they don't have anything else to reach. That's also why they control the music and the movie industry the same way they do and I can't never think of it when I'm trying to talk about it, but they have a humiliation rituals, because the wealthy people own the record labels just like they own the media. So the people who are the best top people in the music or the music industry or the movie industry or whatever, they're controlled by the ultra wealthy, and those ultra wealthy people have everything. So when you want it all, you're a movie star, you're a singer, whatever, and you want it all, and they're like, how famous you want to be? And you're like, well, I want to be the most famous. Well, you can't give those people money. You can't go work on their farm. They already have all of that. There is nothing you can give them that they don't have, except for your dignity. That's all you got. Your flesh and your dignity. That's all you have to offer them. And they'll take it. They will take it from you. Politicians, all those people, they're all like that. And that's why they're evil. They don't even see that they're evil. They're just accustomed to owning and doing whatever they want. And they're bored. And so they'll just take your flesh. They'll take your dignity. They don't even see anything wrong with it. This is just how they get their thrills now. You know, like they say, the most expensive leather is human flesh. You have to be a special kind of individual to go and get some stuff like that. But that's what happens. When you have it all, I guess your mind just flips inside out. Start doing evil things that you think you're doing exotic things. I don't know. That's what I believe. Starstone, to be surprised, Shutterstock did the same thing with images. Oh, what's that? I get on my little rants here. I'm not sure what you're replying to. Just flipping through a chat really quick before we move forward. Decap, most musicians today don't even know how to play an instrument. You're not wrong, and they got AI writing all their lyrics. And I think that sucks. Because I get frustrated writing lyrics because I'm a perfectionist, so I work really hard at it, and I do a lot of refining while I'm writing lyrics. But then when I have the words for the whole song, it's awesome because I created all of it. I always refer to music as taking nothing, turning it into something, and then making it so people like it, because that's what music is. It's almost like alchemy or like witchcraft or something like that, and some people do use it as witchcraft. But you're taking nothing and turning it into something and hoping people like it. Not now. Now they have AI do it, and they're just like, I can't remember the lyrics that the robot wrote for me. They can't sing. They use auto-tunes to correct their vocal pitch. They have AI mastering tools now. You pay $15 a month or something to have your song mastered by AI. It's, I don't know. We've devalued all the arts in the world. DCAT, hey teacher, leave those kids alone. Absolutely. Oh, Starstone, yeah. I can't talk about any of that stuff because YouTube is watching, but yeah. I think the plane crash did happen, and I think it is authentic. I think so at this time. Like I said, I seen a video before. I went live. It was very graphic. And I believe it to be true, but I don't know a whole lot about it. DCAT, I go to court when I have to. Yeah, me too. Hopefully I don't have to ever again. I've been quite a bit. Starstone, all the rappers have to take a sausage in their mouth, no joke. Yeah, Diddy gets a hold of them. Diddy or Birdman, they get a hold of all the rappers, one or the other. You see them all kinds of compromised and stuff. Nah, it's gross. It's gross. How famous you want to be? I'll hook you up. It's like honor amongst thieves. Toxic environment. Nephthys hunt human, mostly children, and use their skin to make red shoes. The elites do this. Yeah. They do all kinds of terrible things. And they don't say anything wrong with it. The wealthiness and the access to everything has just corrupted their brain. DeRosa, Diddy's like, you got a pretty mouth. Over there doing the Harlem Shake. Diddy's been around for a long time. I think when he kicks the bucket, there's going to be some like secrets that come out and stuff. Podcast gel. YouTube smells like pickle juice. So random. All right. Look at everybody on YouTube. What are you talking about? Plane crash? I can't tell you guys because you guys watch on YouTube. If you watched on Rumble or jeffmaclive.com or Twitch or Kick, anywhere other than YouTube, I'd be able to tell you guys. But because you guys refuse to leave YouTube, I can't tell you because their community guidelines are too stiff. You'll see. A couple days or so, it'll be in the general news. Maybe. If you join Gilded, you'll know what's going on. It's all over Gilded. If you go into Gilded, I'm sure Huthru has got that pasted all up. Huthru is pretty thorough. He's like our hooligan investigator. He sinks his teeth into a subject and he just finds everything he can on it. That's why I keep telling you guys, you need to join Gilded. You need to be a part of it. 2 people joined Gilded before I went live. Just go join up. Daryl, I still love me some YouTube. You sound like Tina Turner. I love him though. I don't care that he smokes crack and punches me in the face. I love him. Fuck YouTube. I don't know. I'd like YouTube if somebody else bought it and changed all those community guidelines. That's the only thing I don't like is the stupid community guidelines. Sam, let me put the name in the chat. Oh, Matt's got you. Yeah, Matt's got you. That's who we're talking about, Sam. Sam, Dave Chappelle imitating Diddy is funny as fuck. Yeah, and that's what I think too, is Diddy just sitting there doing the Harlem Shake and all that stuff. That's how I picture Diddy. Anyways. We're going to move forward. This next video is titled Judge in Georgia. Trump case allows cameras in the courtroom. I'm interested to see how this is going to go. Because we always get those goofy chalk pictures, like the pastel photos from what's going on in the courtroom. And they actually do a pretty good job at shaping Trump up on those courtroom, depictions. We're going to have cameras on, though. And I think it's tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be happening tomorrow. All right, let's get started.
Judge overseeing former President Trump's election interference case is letting cameras in the courtroom. All this as the DOJ is saying it does not want to delay the trial until after the election.
Lucas Tomlinson is live in Washington. Lucas, good morning.
Good early morning, Carly and Todd. It's a good thing Donald Trump owns his own jet because he will need it to travel quite a bit next year to both his campaign rallies and court dates. Let's take a look at that schedule. Special counsel Jack Smith has proposed a January 2nd trial date on charges Trump tried to steal the 2020 election, a timetable the former president's attorneys are expected to try and delay. Now, in mid-January, you have the Iowa caucuses, of course, then in February, the Nevada and New Hampshire primaries, followed by South Carolina, then the Super Bowl of primaries, Super Tuesday in March, back to New York potentially for the Alvin Bragg trial, and then May 20th for the classified documents trial. Now, Scott Hall and John Eastman became the first of Trump's 18 co-defendants to turn themselves in to the Fulton County Jail yesterday. Eastman spoke afterwards.
The attempt to criminalize our rights to such redress with this indictment will have and is already having profound consequences for our system of justice. I am confident that when the law is faithfully applied in this proceeding, all of my co-defendants and I will be fully vindicated.
2 other co-defendants have joined Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, to move the case to federal court. A statement from Meadows' attorney reads, as a federal official at the time of the charged conduct, he is immune from state prosecution under the Supremacy Clause of the federal Constitution. Now, recall what Georgia Governor Brian Kemp said about this timeline.
One thing is certain about these indictments, in my mind and my opinion, This trial, despite what dates anybody's asking for or anything else, it is not going to happen before the election. And the Democrats want us to be focused on things like this, so we're not focused on Joe Biden's record.
Trump is expected to surrender tomorrow at the Fulton County Jail and be released on $200,000 bond. The state judge overseeing Trump's case ruled cameras will be allowed in the courtroom for the arraignments, a first for one of Trump's criminal proceedings, guys.
And of course, Trump turning himself in less than 24 hours after the other 8 candidates are on the debate stage. The news cycle continues, Lucas. Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Make America great again.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of surprised that I'm not seeing more propaganda for Trump today if he has to go turn himself in tomorrow. Normally, the day before, there's a bunch of news articles like, oh, we're putting gates up and we got extra police officers out here because the ultra MAGA supporters are going to show up and start killing people with AR-15s and da-da-da-da-da and, you know, all this nonsense. And then 15 people show up and they're all blue team and nothing ever happens. There's usually a crackhead staggering around somewhere yelling at anybody with a phone out. And that's usually all that happens. I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing that right now. But either way, it'll be interesting to cover the trial. Snooks, cameras for the arraignment. Yeah, I assume they'll... I assume they're going to do the arraignment when they book him. Because the arraignment is just telling you what you're being charged with, which normally you already know. Unless you're... It depends how you get arrested, I suppose. But I've had both. I've been in jail and not sure exactly what I was being charged with, and then there's other times where I knew because the officer told me what I was being charged with, and by the time I got arraigned, they just pretty much repeated it. So I think they'll probably book him and do the arraignment at the same time, which means that we should see cameras in the room when he turns himself in. But if they do decide to do it separately, we may not see him get booked and all of that stuff. It may be when he actually goes to court for the first time that we'll have cameras on. We'll see how it goes. We'll keep track of it. We'll see. What's up, Jerry? Happy freedom. Let's read through the chat really quick. AB, did you see the active shooter in Pittsburgh? Cops ran out of ammo. Yeah, we talked about it right when I started the live because I couldn't find a solid video on it. I imagine the standoff is probably over right now. I mean, I imagine it's been, what has it been, over an hour? It's been about an hour since I seen it. When I seen it, it seemed like things were winding down. But yeah, they ran out of ammo. They called in the SWAT. They had SWAT there. There was officers pinned down in an area, and they did mention that they had ran out of ammo prior to SWAT showing up. They also didn't know at the time, because things could be different now, but at the time they didn't know if there was more than one active shooter or not, and they said over 100 rounds had been fired, but at that time they didn't think anybody had been hit. Officers had not been shot, but they were injured by broken glass. And that's all I knew before hopping over here and kicking that live over. What's up, Thomas? What's up, Shirley? Happy freedom. Appreciate you guys being here. I had a little twang in that freedom. You hear that? A little country. It's listening to Oliver Anthony. It's got the twang, the happy freedom. Won't you be my neighbor? And that's surprising that they're letting cameras in the courtroom. I like it because the kind of case this is, I really feel like it could flip. Especially this next video we're going to watch that has Rudy Giuliani in it. They're bringing Trump in. They're demonizing him. They're saying he's a terrible person and a traitor to the country and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And they're going to bring him in. And everybody's like, oh, Trump's going to jail and this, that, and the other. And then on top of that, they're like, well, we want to watch him cry. So let's allow the cameras in so America can watch him cry and go to jail. That's what these blue team people are thinking. But then he's going to slap this evidence from 2020 onto the table while all the cameras are running. And all the normies are going to be like, what the fuck is that? What is that? And they're going to be like, what do you think that is? And then we're going to see some people waking up, I think. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to have some people waking up and it's going to be national television. All eyes on Trump. It'll be a sight to behold. We'll be there. We'll be there. That's what I think is going to happen anyways. Let's read through chat really quick before we move to this last video. Mac cameras are probably to aid trying to make Trump look bad as possible. Yep, that's what I think too. I think that their purpose for bringing the cameras in there is so they can just enjoy him being on the receiving end in court. But I think it's going to backfire. I think so. Let's read through chat really quick. DCat Oriole will be there. That's cool. Starstone, I'm not sure what you're talking about. But it made me think of something. What's up, Dance Master? Happy Freedom. So I was telling you guys yesterday or the day before, I don't know what day it is, sometime in the last few lives, I was telling you guys that September 1st, they're talking about a nationwide strike. Don't go to work. Don't pay corporations any money. Don't do anything. Stay at home. Spend time with your family. Shut the country down. Well, now there's news coming out saying that the people who are organizing this have like connections with connections with connections that are connected to the government. And so now people are wondering if they're doing this nationwide strike that's actually far down the line sponsored by the government so they can crash the system, and then the government can implement the BRICS system and the Fed Now stuff and force everyone over into cryptocurrency because it'll crash the banks. And I'm like, that is quite the conspiracy theory there. I didn't think that far ahead on it. So now there's people not only waiting for September 1st to do this nationwide strike that they think is going to help in some sort of way, kind of like when people get together and decide not to buy gas on a single day to, you know, make gas prices come down and whatnot. It's a similar thing to that. But now there's people who are against it, who believe that it is the government trying to pull one over on us, because if it works and everything shuts down and then the government does a sleight of hand and puts us in a worse position, we don't have anyone to blame but ourselves. And I'm like, that sounds like the government. It might be a real thing. I don't know. But I just wanted to tell you guys because we had talked about it a couple lives ago. Rappy, are you covering the Trump interview with Tucker Carlson tonight? I think so. I don't know, because normally I'm live playing the game. So I'm trying to figure it out. I think so, though. I think we're going to be covering it. DeRosa, they're going to try and break Trump, but he's going to pull out blazing saddles. Excuse me while I whip this out. I don't know. I think it's going to be awesome. I think Trump is going to turn it around. I think that a lot of people who don't like Trump are going to watch because they think that they're going to be looking at Trump's demise. But I think they're going to turn it around, and it's going to be eye-opening for a lot of people. Thank you so much, Mr. Beansy Beans, for the bits. I really appreciate the support, Mr. Beansy Beans. Thank you. I think Klaus Daniels should take over the role of that dog in your video game. Oh, yeah, I wish that we could trade dog meat in for Klaus Daniels. He'd actually be getting some work done. He'd still be in my damn way every time I'm trying to walk through a doorway, though. But he's a little bit more tactical than dog meat. If Trump presented all the facts of 2020 on video, the softies would crap their pants. You're not wrong. Oh, you know the things they would say. All the TV channels that showed it are racist. Everyone in the courtroom who works there is racist. This is the system oppressing everyone. Oh, they would cry so hard. They would cry so hard. Gabriel, yeah. That's all we do is play that. Pay the blue and yellow country. That's the name of the game. AB, right now we're playing Fallout 4 DLC right now. We're playing Nuka World. over on Jeff Mac Gaming. You can find it on the bottom of the link tree, and the link tree is in the description. Play every day between 8 and 10 p.m., which is why I'm having to figure out what we're going to do tonight for the Trump interview thing. War cry. Trump is going to be found guilty, and when he's president, he'll pardon himself, giving him the ultimate FU to everyone. He might. But I think that I think they have a hard case to try and prove that he is guilty, because they have to prove that in 2020 everything was perfect, because they have to prove that he's guilty. He's being accused of lying about the results, so they have to prove that those results are 100% accurate, or they cannot prove him guilty. And there's plenty of evidence that he already has to prove that they were not 100% accurate. And on top of that evidence being there to prove his innocence, it's also evidence towards things not being 100% accurate, which is going to be eye-opening to a lot of normies that think it's all BS. They're going to be like, oh shit, it's actually true. What happened was not accurate. It didn't go down the way it was supposed to. And I think it's going to be quite the wildfire. Kevin banned for what? North Korea just launched a missile at Japan. Residents of Okinawa are advised to take shelter immediately. Hold on, let me see. They always shoot missiles near Japan. What day is it? August 23rd. I'm not even seeing anything. Well, I mean, if it just happened, then maybe there isn't news wrote about it yet, but I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything from today. So the only thing I don't like about this Brave browser is that it doesn't show you what you're looking for. It makes you go look for it. Still better than using Google though. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Even typing in today's date. I don't know. If it's really, really breaking, maybe there's just nothing out yet, but I'm not seeing anything. What's up, Jamie and Deborah? Happy freedom. Warcry. We need to get Hunter's wife pregnant and then make him pay the child support. Warcry. You can't be messing with me like that. I was trying to take it a step further, okay? It'll be alright. It'll be alright. And at Play the Game, yeah, we'll see. If we don't cover, I don't know. I gotta figure it out. If we don't cover it live, we will show it tomorrow. Everywhere but YouTube, because you know their community guidelines and stuff. They're commie guidelines. DCAT, the White House is on vacation like most of the time this year. Oop. And last year, the year before. When are they not on vacation? I want to know. Yeah, he's spent over half of his time being in the big office being on vacation. You know, they bitched up and down every time Trump went to a golf course. It was like every week you heard about it. Oh, there's Trump out there enjoying some golf, bastard. It was like every week we were hearing that. We'll never hear nothing about old man Walter. He's out there laying on the beach like this, like a corpse. Looking like the living dead out there. They're like, oh, getting some well-deserved rest for all the great things he does. Like, what do you mean? Stringing two sentences together without crapping his pants? Is that where the standard is at this point? Because if so, you guys are going to be impressed when we get Trump back in. I mean, he might grab him by the kitty, but that's all right. That's all right. They like that. Anyway, so this last video here is titled, "Your Rights Are in Jeopardy. Rudy Giuliani issues warning before surrendering in Fulton County." Like I said, it has been a while since we've had Rudy Giuliani on the live. Last time we had him on the live, he was showing evidence and providing experts in a hearing back in 2020. It's the first time in 3 years since we had him on the live. Let's go ahead and get this started.
I got a minute, and that's it. I got to make an airplane. How are we feeling today? And if I'm not on, how are you? If I'm not on time, who knows what they'll do to me in the Bidenista state. Well, I'm going to Georgia, and I'm feeling very, very good about it because I feel like I'm defending the rights of all Americans, as I did so many times as a United States attorney. People like to say I'm different. I'm the same Rudy Giuliani that took down the mafia, that made New York City the safest city in America, reduced crime more than any mayor in the history of any city, anywhere. And I'm fighting for justice. I have been from the first moment. I represented Donald Trump, an innocent man who has now been proven innocent several times. I don't know how many times he has to be proven innocent, and they have to be proven to be liars, actually enemies of our republic, who are destroying rights, sacred rights. They're destroying my right to counsel, my right to be a lawyer. They're destroying his right to counsel. It's not accidental that they've indicted all his lawyers. Never heard of that before. In America, all the lawyers indicted. Now, whether you dislike or you like Donald Trump, let me give you a warning. They're going to come for you. When the political winds shift, as they always do, let us pray that Republicans are more honest, more trustworthy, and more American than these people in charge of this government. Because if our government is conducted this way, and the system of justice is politicized and criminalized for politics, your rights are in jeopardy and your children's. Donald Trump told you this. They weren't just coming for him or me. Now they've indicted people in this case. I don't even know who they are.
Rudy Giuliani. Wish we had him on for better reasons. Our rights are in jeopardy. I have a feeling we're going to find out the hard way. We're going to find out the hard way. We're going to let things slide. Things are going to go too far. And like we were talking about yesterday, eventually we're going to be living in our 15-minute cities where you live, work, shop, and exist in a building. You'll never leave. And if you do leave, you'll be in a self-driving Uber of some sort that you don't get to control. That only goes where you're allowed to go. They're going to control us. If we let things slide too far, hopefully we don't prove Rudy Giuliani right, or President Trump, who said, you know, they're coming for you and I'm just standing in the way. I believe it. I totally believe it. What's up, Impreza? Happy freedom. Kevin, it just broke. Yeah, I was just looking up the North Korea thing. I did find a CBS News thing from 4 hours ago that says South Korea... Oh yeah, it says South Korea runs first civil defense drills in years, citing North Korean missile provocations. But that's the only thing I've found that's talking about North Korea. I typed in Okinawa and I'm not seeing that either. So maybe we'll get some more information as time goes by. But thank you for letting me know. Surely I've turned a few people red. That's cool. That's cool, yeah, opening some eyes. What's up, Dharma Agent? Happy freedom. Just flipping through the chat really quick. And at Okinawa, my dad served in the Navy over there during World War II. That's cool. I think my grandpa was in Okinawa at some point when he was in the Merchant Marines. Can't ask him. I'd go through that all the time. I always wondered things and I'm like, damn, I wish I could ask him. I wish he wasn't dead. I hate that. Like, man, my grandpa would know this. I can't call him because he ain't here anymore. DCAT, produce your papers. I want to see what town you came from and whether or not you're affiliated with a conservative. Yep, that's the lifestyle we're heading towards. Melissa, I thought sweating hair dye Rudy was sexy. Yeah. There's quite a few images and videos of that. And I was wondering if we were going to see some of that. I kind of like Rudy Giuliani, though. I don't know about all the bad stuff. There's a lot of people who really don't like him. And I don't know about all that. But I don't know. From what we've covered, I think he seems pretty cool. Snooks, no kitty grabbing. It's the Trump way, okay? That's how it goes. That's just how Trump says hello. There's nothing wrong with that. Starstone, 15-minute camp. Yeah. Camp Refugi. What's up, Cash Flow? Happy Freedom. Warcry, Japan has the best beef and fish. I don't think I've ever had Japanese food. I gotta work my way up to speaking Japanese. Working my way up. Warcry, you're cracking me up. Shepherd Shep, it could be the satellite they launched. They were talking about it yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eyes open and see what's going on with North Korea and stuff. And I'll let you guys know. Make sure that you join Gilded. If you're part of Gilded, I'll be able to keep you guys up to date. Like I said, with that plane crash and that important person who was mangled and destroyed all over the ground and stuff like that, all that information is also in Gilded. All the good stuff is in Gilded or jeffmaclive.com. Go join up. Go join Gilded. It's free. You can find it on the link tree. Actually, I'll drop the link in the chat since it is that time. Sam, you verified it? Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I thought it was authentic, but I didn't have time to go through and verify it. Alright, I'm dropping the Linktree link in the chat. Of course, there is donation buttons on there if you would like to support the live membership program. Links are on there unless you're trying to join the membership program over on Rumble, which I don't have the link yet, I don't think. So if you would like to join the membership program over on Rumble and you're on Android, the only way for Android users to join the membership program is to actually go to the website, come to the live. We're live right now. Scroll down to the bottom of the chat and click the subscribe button to join the membership program over on Rumble. You'll have access to our locals group, which is Rumble social media.